Good evening. Oh, there we are. Good evening, Spurs
Yes.
fans. Welcome to THFC Till I Die, the home of Tottenham past, present, and hopefully a good future. Tonight, for the pre-match look into the Bournemouth game, I'm joined at the moment by Queen Ellie and shortly by
Yes.
Dermatron. So, how are you, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm really well. I'm looking forward to the show, Philip. Let's get crack-a-lacking.
Cracker-lacking is right. And cracker-lacking against a team that actually, I looked it up. The team have the worst defensive record in the Premiership. So
Yeah.
let's let's hope we can make their plight even worse tomorrow. So anyway, just before we get going, let's have a look and see who's in the chat.
Yeah.
Adrian Stroker is in saying good evening, all. Good evening, Adrian. And the regular contributor, David Clark. Hello
Yeah.
from Leicester. Hope everyone is well. I hope it stopped raining in Leicester, David. I think you had a lot of rain there yesterday. And Wayne Bonner is the eternal optimist here saying, evening all, hope you're all well. Looking forward to a 7-0 win tomorrow. Wouldn't that be lovely? I mean, Liverpool scored 9 against them earlier in the season. So, maybe. That contributed, of course, to their very poor defensive record. But they're not in a bad run, Bournemouth, so they're not to be taken lightly tomorrow. And Rob Belch is saying, the Queen and the Godfather, big up. Big up, Rob. And David Clark, I promise not to mention the ex-Leicester coach. That's the man, I think we put a moniker on him, the man that cannot be named that used to manage Leicester. So we're not going to mention his name. And then Wayne Bonner again, all joking aside, it's going to be a tough game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all joking. I mean, Bournemouth have been playing pretty well. I think they've won 3 of the last 5 matches, which is probably better than us. We've only won 2 of our last 5. So, but then again, we are at home. We have got the bounce of beating Brighton, albeit rather flukily. And we hope we can continue on and put pressure on the other teams looking for the top 4. Drula, that's Ellie's niece, is saying evening all. Evening, Drula. And no, not Claudio Ranieri Bonner. It's a fella. Let me just see, what is his name? It begins with B and ends in. His first name begins in B and the second name begins in R. Okay, so yeah, the Queen is frozen. Yeah, it's the weather, And this one from David. Did you see the Maguire own goal? It was hilarious. It was. I saw a thing on TikTok today where they showed one of the United fan zones was covering the match, and he went absolutely ballistic whenever Maguire headed that ball in. Okay, Maguire could do nothing about it. It just came at him so quickly, If you want to hear the comments, it was funny. It really was. So anyway, that's what we've got so far. Now, let's just. I'm waiting with Dermot to come on to bring up the banners about tomorrow's match, but there's just a couple of ones I want to just go through while we're waiting for that. And I'll just go down and get my banners up here now. Just bear with me for 1 second. And the first one is: will Stellini and Mason make changes for tomorrow? I mean, there seems to be a train of thought that some people would like to see Dan Juma starting in maybe instead of Kulichevsky tomorrow, or even maybe instead of Son, but you can't drop Son after his goal last week. So that will be interesting. Other than that, I honestly don't see too many changes. We've no choice. Okay, the goalkeeper in situation, Hugo is not covering himself in glory at the moment. I mean, I know the goal he let in, the one that what you call him, not Sturridge. Forget his name. The other guy used to play for Arsenal. Scored and it was disallowed in the second half. I mean, that ball went straight through him. He should have stopped that. I mean, that was poor. So I personally would like to see Fraser Forster back in goal. I think he gives us a better presence around the penalty area, and he hasn't made any gaffes that made him deserve to lose his place. At fullback, we're kind of stuck with nobody else. We have to play Porro and Perisic, and in the middle, the middle three, the 3 back centre backs need to play themselves. In so much as it's Dyer, Longley, and Romero. Ellie's back.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back for good now.
What do you reckon? We're just discussing the fact that there's not much room for changes tomorrow, really.
Not really, no, because we've got a few injuries and Mora's suspended, isn't he? So we'll have to go with what we've got. I think we've got enough to beat them still, Philip.
Well, you'd hope so. I mean, if you can't go in against a team like Bournemouth, but what I don't want to see, and it's happening too often, it sickens me. I do not want us to see on the back foot letting Bournemouth come at us. We need to get at them from minute one. Because remember, this is the team that got 2-0 up against us back in October. And we came back to win 3-2 down at their place.
Yeah.
So, we just can't let teams dominate us anymore. We come out and get at them. And, I mean, it's an important match because Man United and Newcastle both have winnable matches at the weekend. Like Man United away to Nottingham Forest, them losing that. And Newcastle, forget who Newcastle are playing. I just can't think at the moment.
I think they're playing Aston Villa, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's a tough enough game for Newcastle. Because Villa are playing well at the moment. They're under Dracula.
They're on form.
So
with old Dracula.
Like we need to keep the winning games. We need to keep the 3 points tacking up because our next few games are against Newcastle, Liverpool, and Man United. And they are going to be the 3 matches that decide whether we get Europe or not, I think. So tomorrow is a vital win. So again, we can't see too many changes. Possibly, maybe Danjuma might get a game. Other than that, I don't see him changing a lot. Richarlison is probably going to come off the bench as well. But just talking about Richarlison, did you see the story where he's reported to the RSPCA because of his dogs were barking too much and were getting let loose on whatever road he's living on? Well, it now appears that the complaint was made by Richarlison's next door neighbours who are Arsenal fans. So
right, and I'm sure it wasn't him barking. It might have been him barking.
He's barking anyway, barking bad.
You'd be snapping at their heels if they're Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You can't win.
I could just imagine Richarlison jumping over the fence, taking them down.
I would say. We're waiting for Dermot to come on. Just to read a few more of these comments. Wayne Bono saying they need to make changes tomorrow. It's stale playing the same 11 every game. Well, that's true. Start with Foster and Danjuma. Well, that's just really what I've been saying, Wayne. Is maybe Fraser Foster should get another goal. I mean, because Hugo is not in good form at the moment, and I think Foster did not deserve to get dropped. But anyway, and Danjuma possibly come back in for the cameo they had the other day on the Saturday. So there is Dermot back in now. Are you okay, Dermot?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm giving away a free ticket for tomorrow's game. So we're going to run a little competition in the next 5-10 minutes. I'll get Philip to do a question. And then whoever gets the right question, who's near the game tomorrow, I will give them it's a free ticket to Tottenham Bournemouth. So in the South Stand as well. So we will give you that. So Philip will do.
I have a question, right?
Okay,
I'll
go on.
And put it up, okay?
Yeah. Should we do some stats for tomorrow's game?
Yeah.
These are the stats now. These are Spurs stats. Now, Tottenham are on a run of 5 successive league victories at home, having lost 4 of the previous 5 before that. They have won more home points since the start of February than any other side in the Premier League. They have won 10 and drawn 1 out of their last 11 league matches against promoted sides, including all 5 this season. And Spurs are aiming to win all 6 of their games against promoted teams in the same season for the 5th time in the Premier League, a tally only Chelsea have achieved. Ellie, what do you reckon to that bit of stats they have found? I think Ellie's fine. Yeah. Philip, what do you reckon to that bit of stats now?
Yes. I mean, I'd like to. I wish. Well, it's always good to win all 6 games against a promoted team. I'd like to see him winning all 6 games against the top 3 as well, because that means we'd be really, really, really challenging if we were doing that. But maybe that will come.
Yeah. Then we'll go over with the second bit. They could equal a Premier League record tomorrow, Philip, of 26 consecutive home games without a draw, set by Manchester City from March 2008 to September 2009. What do you reckon to that?
It's definitely going to be a draw tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be 0-0. You can't fucking do it. I'll take Ellie out, and then when Ellie sort of free freezes comes back
Yeah.
in. Harry Kane's top flight goals have been worth 22 points to Tottenham this season, the highest of any player in the division.
That's worrying, isn't it? Really,
It
I
is
mean, I
really
know it's
worrying.
great to see it, but I mean,
It-
it shows you how much of Harry Kane is Tottenham.
It is. And only Thierry Henry, 46, has scored as many Premier League goals against promoted opposition as Kane, 43. Well,
Right,
look,
so Harry
Henry,
needs 4 tomorrow. He needs 4 tomorrow to beat that.
yeah, he does. But Henry was a fantastic striker, though, wasn't he, Philip? I know he played for them down the road, but
you can't pick your team like well you could,
No.
but then again, Thierry Henry in my mind went down in my estimation of that handball in the France-Ireland game.
He's a cheating bastard. I'll admit
Yeah,
that, and I'll come out and say it as it is. He's a cheating bastard.
Absolutely.
Knocked us out for World Cup. These are the Bournemouth stats now. Bournemouth secured only the third away league win of the season against Leicester at the last weekend, and are now aiming to secure back-to-back top-flight away victories for the first time since October 2018. The Cherries have won 4 out of their last 8 top-flight games, which is as many as they had in the first 22 this season. They have won just 2 points from their 8 matches against teams currently in the top 5 of the table. And Philip Billings' 7 league goals have been worth 9 points to Bournemouth this season. Only Josh King in 16-17-12 has earned the Cherries more points thanks to his goals in a single campaign. Now, what do you reckon? Bournemouth Bournemouth were a little bit of a bogey. We beat them in October, Philip, but we were lucky to beat them, weren't we?
We were 2-0 down after 51 minutes, or whatever it was. And that's my quiz question to get your ticket down is who scored the winning goal? Who scored the third goal for Tottenham?
Well, I think Wayne Bonner has the bottom, but he says it can't go. But his name,
What I will say, anybody that can go to the game tomorrow, answer it, and you'll get the ticket. Anyone that can't, hold on, time being, But I think Ellie's back in.
No, Julie. No, Julie. You can answer if you want to go to the game tomorrow with your Auntie Ellie. Answer it, and the ticket will be yours.
No, I mean it's not as if the question is. It's an open question. I said that not Ellie, so Julie, if you want to answer it, feel free. Absolutely.
Tottenham lineup for tomorrow. This is the lineup now. This is the predicted lineup tomorrow, guys. Ellie, can you hear us? Ellie's frozen. We'll take Ellie out there. If Ellie can then wave at me, let me know she's unfrozen. We will let her in. It's Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Perisic, Skip, Højbjerg, Kuvazeski, Son, and Kane. Philip, what do you think to that lineup?
Same as the last 3 or 4 games, I think. Really, I would like to see it shook up a little bit, in so much as Dan Zuma gets a look in, maybe for Kulusevski. And but other than that, I really can't see anybody. I can't see any room to change it. He's not going to change Skip and Højbjerg in the middle. The fullbacks, we don't have anybody else to come in, and the 3 centre backs. Well, they're the 3 best ones we've got, really. We don't want to bring in Sanchez or Tanganga. I don't think so. No. The racing goal is the one that worries me. I think Hugo's lost his bottle a bit, and I would prefer to see Fraser Foster, but that ain't going to happen, I'm afraid.
No. I hope you like the new graphics. I've been playing around with them this afternoon, so
they're very good.
I did a bit of changing. Let us know in the chat what you think of that team. Are you happy? Look, for me, Philip, I would have put Foster in goal. I think he done well to when he was in for Luis. Look, you can't do nothing with the back three, because if you're going to put Sanchez in for Dyer, or that is just fucking ridiculous. So that Perisic and Pero. Do you know what? I would put Pero or Perisic and put Emerson on Pero's side. For me,
Emerson's injured. He can't play. He's injured.
No, Emerson is injured. Yeah, sorry. So that's the back 5 you can't change.
No, we're stuck with that back 5, really.
Skip,
a few decent games together, and might see us through to the end of the season. Hopefully,
yeah, might do. Skippy and Højbjerg. Yeah, I think that just picks itself.
It's Papa Sarr. It must be unlucky not to get in there.
Yeah,
get Skip. Skip hasn't been really that good now the last few matches.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. And then we got Kulusevski, Kulu, Kane, and Son up front. Would you put Danjuma in there?
I would give that Danjuma just to give Kulichevsky a chance to come off the bench.
Yeah.
I would actually, yeah, I would, just because he's an unknown quantity to a lot of these teams, and he could really cause damage if he gets in there, you know.
Yeah.
And but unfortunately, we just don't have the players fit. We have a terrible injury list at the moment.
Yeah, we do.
We don't have the players fit.
We really do. We've got so many players out injured at the moment. Well, that was the stats. I mean, that stat there equaling the Premier League record of 26 consecutive home games without a draw, Philip. That's unreal. Give us a wave, Ellie, if you are coming. Okay, you're free. Right. Ellie, what do you think to this? This is the predicted lineup for tomorrow.
I would prefer Sarr to get a game in midfield with Højbjerg, or the other way round, Skip with Sarr, just to see how that works. Because we saw Skip with Sarr against Milan, and they played very well together. Thought they had an excellent game. And since then, they haven't started together. So, because Højbjerg's the top man, I suppose, they always play him. Other than that, I'm happy with that. Yeah, good lineup.
So look. Where I've got a few questions here. Look, how many, if any, of the Spurs? Oh, sorry, that's not one. Sorry, this is one I want to go with. Bournemouth have the worst goals against in the Premier, 57. Can Spurs add to that total on Saturday? I'm gonna start with you, Philip, on that.
Well, you'd hope they can. You know, I mean, it's 57. I know 9 of those came against Liverpool. But they have tightened up a good bit in more recent times. So they're probably one of the favourites not to go back down. I think they'll probably be okay this season. But I'm just saying that we cannot let them do what Brighton did last weekend: is come and dominate the game. We cannot allow that.
Yeah,
we are better man for man. We are pounds better than that Bournemouth team. So there's no way they can come to us and dictate the play. We need to take it to them from minute one, get a couple of goals up, and then really put them to the sword. That's what I want to see. And we need to see that in the games that are coming up after it. We've got 3 very tough matches after this. So we need to put down a marker tomorrow by getting 3 points, because Newcastle United and Liverpool are not going to be easy.
No. Ellie, what do you say to that now? What do you think we can add to it tomorrow?
If we can't score against... I think if we can't score against Bournemouth, we should hang our boots up and forget about it and go home, because I mean, they got 57 goals against them. We should be able to add at least 3 to that tally. Come
on. Look, for me, I'm going to get this now because it's the. For me, I think we should score against them. For Christ's sake, if we don't go against Bournemouth, there's something seriously wrong. I think Harry will get a few. I think Sonny might get one. But look, we'll see what happens. But we have not played well. We're not playing well at home. We're playing as the away side. So, who knows what will happen? But it's important tomorrow we start the front foot. We have to start the front foot tomorrow to get the crowd behind us. Start as we mean to go on. Start attacking. And I think show the shackles off and said, let's just go for it. If we lose 1-0 or 2-0, at least we know we've tried. This losing and not trying, this is what's getting to me. So, look, I think we should beat Bournemouth tomorrow, but I don't think we will. Philip, you've also put in here about Destiny's car troubles.
This is an interesting one.
I read that last night. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, what happened there was Destiny Udogie was driving his Mercedes around Udinese, whatever the name of the town is. He's playing for Udinese, so whatever the name of the town is. And apparently, his car went off the road and onto the footpath and wrecked all the furniture at a cafe beside the road. Did about 2 or 3 grand's worth of damage. Now he's been breathalyzed, but the results of the breath test have not yet been known. So I hope to God, for his sake, he wasn't driving under the influence, because if he is, that's a very bad start. But it just shows you, a 20-year-old footballer driving around in a Mercedes, It's just,
I know, it does say it. It does say a lot.
He's been fined by his club, whatever. Maybe he broke the curfew. I don't know what was up, but just shows you, even when they're away on loan, some of our players can't seem to behave themselves.
No, they really can't. Ellie, what's your thoughts on the Destiny car crash?
Bit of a strange one, isn't it? But he wasn't under the influence of alcohol. He just miscontrolled his car.
We don't know that yet.
That's what I was told yesterday, anyway. So I'm hoping that he wasn't.
Yeah,
they would have breathalyzed him though at the scene, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, they breathalyze every accident, you know. So yeah,
and no report
anyway, hopefully not. We don't want him coming back to us next season with the threat of a prison sentence hanging over him or something. No. You know,
that is so true. That is so true. Look, guys, this was always going to be a short one. It's not going to be a long one tonight. It was all about 20 minutes sort of thing. So, what's your score predictions for tomorrow, Philip?
I'm going to go 3-1.
Yeah. Ellie?
3-1.
I'll go 3-2 because I think they've got a really decent front line. It's just their defence. 3-2 or 4-2. I'm going on.
I'm going for 4-0.
Wow.
I'm going for 4-0. I'm going with Harry with a hat trick and Dan the man getting his first goal for Spurs. That's what I'm going for. Yeah. Terry White says, I hope Destiny isn't Delhi 2.0. Hope not.
Yeah.
And also he's going for 2-1 Spurs. Right. You've got 5 minutes to get in. If you're going to want to go to the game tomorrow, I have a free ticket. I'm not going. I can't go. So I've got a free ticket. Philip put the question in the chat, and the question was, where is it? Who scored Spurs' third winning goal at Bournemouth last October? If you get it right and you're near the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium tomorrow, there's a ticket for you in the South Stand. So you've got a few more minutes. So if not, we will put the question in the community section as well, and then whoever gives the right answer, we will get the ticket over to you before tomorrow's match.
I think Dermot, you should
make sure they send you WhatsApp.
The person that wins it has to have a CRN.
Yeah, that's it.
Have to have a CRN and send their WhatsApp in.
So Philip, what we got coming up on THFC Till I Die tomorrow?
Yeah, we're doing around the grounds. It's 2:45, which is good to get back to that. Listen for a few weeks, a bit of crack. Yeah. I'm hopefully going to have a stream for the Spurs game that I can do, commentary on that because it's not on anywhere else. I think they're showing Chelsea Brighton over here, but I'm hoping to get a stream from America tomorrow, so I'll be able to watch the game and comment on it. But a bit of crack. We'll pick a few. We'll pick the usual Premiership teams. Then we're also following Orient. And also Bonnie Rig Rose. We have to see how Bonnie Rig Rose get on. That's our adopted team,
Yeah. Did you see the Wrexham game against Notts County on Bank
I believe there's a lot of controversy over the winning penalty.
Yeah, there was. It wasn't a penalty. It was the best game of football I've watched in a long, long time.
Wow.
It was brilliant. And look, Ben Foster's done brilliant up there, and I think Wrexham and Ryan Reynolds, fair play to them. He's put his money where his mouth is, and
that's it.
His dream is to get Wrexham to the Premier League. So when they'll watch this space,
you never know.
That one goes.
Yeah. So anyway, we're back tomorrow at 2:45, and then we're back on Sunday at some point during the day for the post-match show. And then, of course, we're back to normal all next week with loads of Spurs content. We've got loads of exciting new shows coming up in the future as well. So whatever you do, enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy Friday night. Enjoy your loved ones. Give them a little extra hug tonight and tell them you love them. And tomorrow we will turn over Bournemouth as Spurs head on to 4th place in the league, hopefully.
Absolutely, hopefully.
Anyway, hopefully. Ellie, do you want anything about the women's side very quickly before we go? Where they're playing this weekend? Who they're playing?
Well, they're playing... Do you know what? I don't even know because I haven't looked it up today. Do you know what? I should really know, but I don't. So I'm holding up my hands. I don't know who they're playing.
We will let you know. Okay, thank you very much all for watching tonight. God bless. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Take you care. Bye.